Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we'll learn about parallel lines and the angles between them. So let's start. So first we will learn what parallel lines are. So as the definition says, the lines that are equidistant from each other and never meet, no matter how much we extend them, such lines are called parallel lines. So what I mean by it is, if you look at the first figure, there is a line AB and there is another line CD. So AB would be called parallel to CD if they have a distance between them. If they have a distance between them and that distance is constant. Means if you measure the distance from here to here, it will be the same as the distance from here to here. It means parallel lines are such lines which have a constant fixed distance which is not changing no matter how much you are extending those lines. Clear? Also they will never meet no matter how much you extend them. Right? But you have to extend them like straight. Right? If you extend them, they will never meet. So such lines are known as parallel lines. Second thing is, it's not mandatory that only horizontal lines like the line AB and CD, only those can be parallel. Vertical lines can also be parallel. Vertical means like lines like this. They can also be parallel. Clear? Even slanted lines could be parallel. Like you can see, there is a line M and there is a line N. They are parallel. They are neither horizontal nor vertical, but they are parallel. Why? Because they have a fixed distance between them. Right? And also it's not mandatory that parallel lines have to be equal in size. As you can see, line M is smaller in size as compared to line N. But again, then also they could be parallel. It's not a mandatory thing that the lines have to be equal in measurement to be parallel. Clear? Second thing, do not assume that the lines are parallel just by looking at the lines, that they seem parallel to me, they seem like they have a fixed distance between them. Do not do like that. Parallel lines, either it would be given to you that this line is parallel to the other line, then only we can assume the lines to be parallel. Second, or the other option is they would be giving you this arrow on the line. This arrow denotes that the line AB is parallel to CD. Line M is parallel to line N. Okay. Then only we can assume the lines to be parallel. Clear? Okay. Now moving to the next line, which is also very important, transversal. So what is a transversal? Transversal is any line that cuts two lines at two distinct points. What I mean by it is, if you look at the figure, there is a line PQ. This line, it is cutting or intersecting, you can say, or meeting AB at point R and it's meeting CD at point S. So any such line which intersects other lines at different points would be called a transversal. For example, if there are two set of lines, like there is AB, if there are two lines, for example, there is AB and CD, then PQ should touch AB and CD. Since there are two lines, so there should be 2 points of intersection. Suppose there are three lines, there is AB, there is CD and there is EF. Then transversal would be such a line which would be touching the first line at a different point, second line at a other different point, and the third line at some other point. There would not be any common point of intersection. So such a line would be called a transversal. I hope it's clear. Now moving forward. Now the thing is, what kind of angles are formed when two lines are cut by a transversal? So as you can see in the figure, PQ is intersecting or PQ is cutting AB and CD at two different points. So PQ is the transversal. So as we can see in the picture, 8 angles would be formed whenever a transversal intersects two lines. You can name the angles any name, but for the sake of doing it easily, I have named it using the numbers. So there are 8 angles always and always whenever a transversal will touch two other lines. So 8 angles would be formed. I have named them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of these 8 angles, some of the angles would be corresponding. some of them would be alternate interior, some of them would be alternate exterior, and the remaining would be co-interior. Now let's learn about what these angles are. So here it is. Corresponding angles, the first one. Corresponding angles, as the name itself is suggesting, are the angles whose positions are exactly corresponding to each other. What I mean by it is, for example, if I have to tell which angle is corresponding to angle 1. So what I have to do is, corresponding means if one angle is above one of the line, as you can see, angle 1 is above line AB, right? Then angle corresponding to angle 1 would be the angle which is above the other line. So angle corresponding to angle 1 would be out of 5 and 6 because they are above CD. First point. I hope it's clear. I'm repeating, angle corresponding to angle 1 would be an angle, since angle 1 is above AB, so angle corresponding to 1 would be the angle which is above CD. So it can either be 5 or 6. Now how to choose which one is corresponding to 1 out of 5 and 6? So now look at the second condition. The second condition says, if one of them is on the left side of the transversal, then the other has to be on the left side of the transversal. Okay, like one is on the left side, it's on this side of the transversal, then angle corresponding to 1 has to be on this side of the transversal. That's why angle 1 is corresponding to angle 5. I hope it's clear. Now, similarly, if I ask you which angle is corresponding to angle 2, so you'll be checking two conditions. Since 2 is above AB, angle corresponding to angle 2 would be any angle which is above CD. So it can either be 5 or 6. But since angle 2 is on the right side of the transversal, so second condition says if 2 is on the right, the angle corresponding to 2 has to be on the right side of transversal. So that is the reason angle 2 is corresponding to angle 6. Okay. Similar things holds for the angles below the lines. How? Let's consider an example. If I ask you and tell me the angle which is corresponding to angle 3. So you will do it like this. Since angle 3 is below AB, so angle corresponding to angle 3 would be an angle which is below CD. So it can either be 7 or 8. But since 3 is on the left side of the transversal, so angle which is on the left side of the transversal below CD has to be corresponding to 3. That's why 3 is corresponding to 7. Right? Similar way, 4 is corresponding to 8 because both are below the lines and both are on the right side of the transversal. I hope it's clear. Now moving forward to the another set of angles, which is alternate interior angles. Very interesting and very easy. Just focus. Alternate interior. Most of the cases the meaning is hidden in the name itself. So just try to understand the meaning. So alternate interior angles are the angles which are between the given lines. Okay, why between? Look here, there is interior world. Okay, so these angles have to be in the interior of the lines. It means between the lines. As you can see, only 4 angles are between the lines, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for sure, alternate interior angles would be angles out of 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Because they are between the lines, they are inside the lines. Second thing is alternate. As you know, alternate means opposite. So that's why alternate interior angles are the angles which are between the given lines and on the opposite sides of the transversal. Means if I ask you which angle is alternate interior to angle 3. So it has to be any angle between the lines. It means it could be 4, 5 or 6. But the second condition says it has to be on the opposite side. Right? So look here, angle 3. Which angle seems opposite to you? 4 is not opposite to 3. 5 is not opposite to 3. So there is angle 6 which is opposite to 3. Right? So that's why angle 3 is alternate interior to angle 6. Similar way, angle 4. Alternate interior would be any angle between 3, 5, 6, but it has to be opposite. 4 is on the right side of the transversal. So alternate interior would be on the opposite side, in the opposite direction. So it's 5. That's why angle 4 is alternate interior to angle 5. I hope it's clear to you. Now moving forward, alternate exterior angles. What they are? Again, meaning is hidden in the name itself. Alternate exterior means now we'll be dealing with the angles which are outside the lines. So it could be angle 1, angle 2. It has to be angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and 8. Right? So alternate exterior angles are the angles which are outside the given lines, because exterior word is there. Secondly, alternate is there, so it has to be on the opposite sides of the transversal. So if I ask you, tell me alternate exterior to angle 1. So it's clearly visible. 1 is on the left side of the transversal. Angle opposite to 1 and also on the right side of the transversal is angle 8. That is why angle 1 is alternate exterior to angle 8. Similarly, alternate exterior to 2 is angle 7. Right? So there are two pairs of alternate exterior angles and two pair of alternate interior angles. Revise them thoroughly and it will become very easy for you. It's just that in the beginning it may seem hard to you, but they are not that hard. It's just you need to revise them properly. Last kind of angles is co-interior angles, consecutive interior angles, or even we call them angles on the same side of the transversal. So what do we mean by it? Again, the meaning is hidden in the name itself. Co-interior. Whenever a word co is there in maths or any subject, co means same. Okay. Co means same. So co-interior, interior means inside. So again we'll be dealing with the angles inside the lines. So it is either 3, 4, 5 or 6. Co means same. So out of these angles which are on the same side of the transversal. So co-interior angles are the angles which are between the two given lines and on the same side of the transversal. For example, if I ask you which angle is co-interior to angle 3. So obviously you have to look at 4, 5 and 6 and see which angle is on this. This is the first condition because it has to be between the lines. Second condition, if it has to be co-interior to 3, then it should be on the same side as 3. 3 is on the left side of the transversal, so we have to take the angle which is on the left side of the transversal, which is 5. That's the reason 3 is co-interior to 5. Now if I ask you, tell me angle co-interior to angle 6. Again, co-interior, 6 is here between the lines, so co-interior to 6 has to be between the lines, so it can be either 3, 5 or 4. But again, since it's co-interior, so it has to be on the same side of the transversal as 6 is. So that's why 4 is co-interior to 6. I hope it's clear. Again, we have only two pairs of co-interior angles. Okay. Please remember, co-interior angles are also known as consecutive interior angles, and sometimes they are also called angles on the same side of transversal. Okay. So that is all about parallel lines and the types of angles. Now coming to the most important slide of today's topic, which is the properties. So these properties, please keep this thing in your head that these properties hold only and only when the given lines AB and CD are parallel to each other. These properties which you can see on the screen right now, they would be possible, they will be holding only when the lines are given as parallel to you. So if AB is parallel to CD, please remember corresponding angles would be equal. Means angle 1 would be equal to angle 5, 2 would be equal to angle 6, 3 would be equal to 7, 4 would be equal to 8. That's the property. Corresponding angles would always be equal if lines are parallel to each other. Second thing, similarly, alternate interior angles would also be equal if the lines are parallel. Alternate interior, I'll go inside the lines and see the opposites. So 3 and 6 are alternate interior. If AB is given parallel to CD, then 3 has to be equal to 6, 4 has to be equal to 5. Clear? Similarly, alternate exterior angles would also be equal if the lines are parallel. Alternate exterior means I will go exterior of the lines, outside the lines on the opposite sides. So 1 and 8 are alternate exterior. They would be equal if the lines are parallel. Okay. Now, fourth property, very important, and it's the only one which is different from the remaining three. So please don't get confused. Keep this thing in mind. Corresponding angles would be equal. Alternate interior again would be equal to each other. Alternate exterior would also be equal to each other if the lines are parallel. But co-interior would not be equal. Instead, they would be supplementary. Supplementary means co-interior angles like 3 is co-interior to 5. So if the lines are parallel, their sum would be equals to 180 degrees. Supplementary means those angles, those two angles which add up to 180 degrees. Okay. So if lines are parallel, co-interior angles, their sum would be 180 degrees. 4 plus 6 equals to 180. Okay. In the next video, in the next or next to next video, we'll be discussing some questions related to these properties, and then you'll get to know how much important these properties are to solve the questions. Okay. And do remember this thing, that whenever a transversal is touching two lines, then there would be set of corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior, co-interior. But these properties will hold only when the lines are parallel. Okay, we'll be calling these angles corresponding no matter whether the lines are parallel or not. But they would those corresponding would be equal only when the lines are parallel. Okay, so that's all about it. Go through the video, revise it thoroughly, and yeah, that's all. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you for your time. And if you feel that the video is useful to you, and if you find it like helping for you, then please do like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss the upcoming videos.